holier-than-thou commenters. People who support a particular guru or whatever the case may be, and they say, despite your hatred, I still care. People who think that I'm being hateful by saying your claims of truth are incorrect. They translate that as negativity, as hatred. In actuality, I'm just simply saying, you know that guru, that Osho guy that you love, I'm not talking to you necessarily individually, but as people who follow that view, people who respect that view, love that view. It's imperfect. There are mistakes, there are errors, there are human factors. That's it. And claims of ultimate truth cannot be validated. I would say this to anyone and any other belief, any ideology which says, we know. I'd say, don't be so sure. If something is confirmable, please confirm it. That's the simple response. If you want to believe things that are not confirmed, you can do. I'm not stopping you. No one is. In a free society, you have the right to believe as you will. But when it comes down to important issues, so for example, how you choose to be treated, would you rather go to a faith healer or rather go to a doctor? Would you rather go to a specialist doctor with specialist treatment based around modern medicine, obviously? Or would you rather go to someone who's using leeches? Well, maybe Osho isn't so bad in that regard. In terms of the mysticism, maybe not as bad as some other examples, obviously. But it's a slippery slope when you deal with what is considered to be true. Is something valid? Is something not valid? Why do you believe a certain thing over another thing? Do you accept other things which are equally as proven? Is that a compartmentalized element of your life where you'll have a low bar for that but for nothing else? Is it a slippery slope? Allows you to seek miracles, seek magic, seek spirituality, believe that you can heal yourself through your own energy by reaching a level of enlightenment. You don't need to go to see the doctor, or exercise is the fundamental. Following the practices. Yes, the Kundalini meditations. You get people writhing around and dancing and, as well as fucking for that matter, good for them. And that is considered to be valid. Turns out, you had cancer. Oh, you've got a week to live now. Okay, if you came here a month ago instead of dancing, you might be able to operate, but I guess not. That's the problem. Anything that delays you from taking your life seriously is potentially dangerous. Seriously in the right way. You don't have to be serious all the time. Oh, I'm really, really serious. No, you don't need to be like that. But you need to be responsible. And what a lot of beliefs do, they negate the need for you to be responsible. And that's why people criticize those beliefs, because perhaps you're able to shift responsibility onto a higher power, onto a guru, onto a spiritual educator of some kind, whether it be New Age or Eastern religious practices or Western practices, of course. The church is no better in many regards. The important thing is that you take personal responsibility for your life, rather than simply thinking that a crystal will heal you, or that a Christian faith healer will heal you, or whatever the case may be. Responsibility for your own existence is fundamental to anything, really. It's your life. As far as we know, you only get one. You might believe there's 2, 3, 1,000, as many as you like, or as few as you like, whatever the case may be. But as far as we know, there isn't any reincarnation. People claim to confirm it. Oh, there's this woman over in, Boston, in the United States and in Massachusetts. And she had memories of living in Dublin in a previous life, a century earlier. Well, how do you confront that? It's like, I don't. I mean, she may have faked it. It may have become urban legend by now. Don't know. That's the safest answer to any great mystery. I don't know, but it's interesting. The interesting part is, secondary, but I don't know. When a person claims that there's been a transcendent moment and that the body has disappeared, the person has died, okay, a guru getting older died, we can't find the body, okay. They transcended, okay, that's interesting. What do you think happened? Well, I don't know, they probably got buried somewhere. secretly or cremated or whatever the case may be, depending on the situation. You know, you get that with some more historically where people disappeared. You sure they didn't retire, didn't flee? People made up some shit. They died and wanted to be a mystery, wanted to be a legend. How many things like that? Not just with religious and, you know, spiritual characters, but also with other characters out there. You know, what happened to this person, that person? Did they really die in this situation, that situation? What really happened? Don't know. What do you believe? Well, you believe this? Okay, well, I don't know, but if you want to believe that, you can do. Doesn't mean it's true. That's the key thing. Doesn't mean it's true. Just because you believe something doesn't make it true. You can believe what you wish, but still doesn't make it true. You can believe the moon is made of cheese if you're that deluded or that humorous. If you're not being serious, it's just simply, you know, humour or figure of speech or whatever the case may be. Oh yes, the moon is made of cheese, or some kind of old filmy reference, I suppose. But obviously, you wouldn't base your, I don't know, your lunar research on behalf of NASA based on it being fermented curds. So you need to have realism in there, realism in life, because that allows you to take responsibility for how you live and how you would prefer to live. And if you wish to live in ignorance and then probably die young, or see people around you following the same course dying young, well, they're dying out. Ooh, damn. Should I change my ways and live a better life? Should I live a life where I care about facts? No, I'll just keep on listening to the guru. Oh, the guru's died? Okay, what happened to it? They just died of old age? Okay, well, they weren't even all that old and they're on drugs and everything else? Well, I don't believe that. I choose not to believe that. I'm just going to stick with the belief because enlightenment is enlightenment is enlightenment. What about life? This is life. Then what's not, you know, what's so good about it? If life is for the living, then you should live it and live it in a good way and try and find positive outlets for things that you do. Not always perfect, there aren't always the options there, but there are choices you can make, and if you choose to live one way or another, you can. I'm not taking away choice, I'm not burying choice, I'm not trying to kill the idea of choice. Even with the most milder critique, it doesn't do any kind of harm to your free thought, or your relative free thought, your ability to think as you know, as you will, your free will. But critique is useful. It allows other people then to go, well, what is true? What could be true? Is it this guru? What do they base their truth on? What do they base their ideas on? Or is it something else? Does science have all the answers? Probably not. Does science claim to have all the answers? No, it never has. Well, there probably have been people in science who've claimed that science can answer every single question now. But they're a rare breed. In the modern age, with modern science, it's basically, well, here are the answers we have now, and there are some things that are true and some things we believe to be correct, and it's part of a working theory. We might change our mind as we learn new things. That's our job. We change our mind as we learn new things, and we create a new framework to explain the facts. Because all the facts, they all work in, you know, conjunction as part of reality, as part of a particular theory, and we change the theory as we learn new things to try and understand the world around us. So maybe that is enough. You don't need a person going, I'm elevated, I'm enlightened, now give me money or buy me Rolls Royces or whatever the case may be. Or, I don't know, someone going, you know, this is the end times, man. I'm taking over the underground. You know, like some kind of Charles Manson kind of character. I mean, who wants to believe that? People who probably aren't in a good place, people who are probably easily led. A lot of people are very easily led into beliefs. And a lot of people are convinced over time, if they aren't easily led, over time, their defences crumble and their scepticism crumbles, and scepticism is a good thing. And for some beliefs, some ideas, some wacky ideas, like I've already mentioned, perhaps cynicism is the best gift they can give to the world. But in any case, it's not negativity, it's not hatred, it's not evil, it's not unpleasant unless you feel that way. If you feel that way, if you feel embittered or even injured by the words of another, that's your problem.